Hey guys, and today I'm reviewing the Papo Ceratosaurus because he came in the mail a couple of days ago. So, the first thing you notice about this guy is he kind of stands out from most Papo models because he's green, bright green, instead of just dull grey. Papo have definitely brightened up their models in recent years, which is a really good thing, because it was starting to get boring with just a grey or dark green as their palette, which kind of sucked, to be honest. So this guy does have an articulated jaw, and the inside of his mouth, although it's really hard to show because it's dark in there for obvious reasons, is very well sculpted. I can say that the roof of the mouth and the back of the mouth is all really good. I will say though, the jaw is very obvious if you're looking at it from underneath, because I like doing very dynamic and not very done, like really made, like people don't really do the kind of shots I do, like up close in weird, like the feet or the arms or the back of its back or something. So that is kind of a downside, because I do normally like having my camera facing up and then looking at the dinosaur from underneath, and it would just look out of place. But yeah, the teeth are individually sculpted, which is always a plus. The skull is pretty scientifically accurate. I think the front horn should be a bit further up, nostrils further down, and there is obviously shrink wrapping. Also, the eye is a bit too far up, maybe a bit further down would have been better. There are some osteoderms on the neck. There's not much proof of these, but they look cool. So there's kind of there's a name for it. Is it I want to say polymorphism. I think it's polymorphism, where it's countershading. That's it. Where but I think it's polymorphism on polymorphic. I can't be too sure. It's probably like a really bad thing, like some sort of like serial killer, like a class of serial killer. I'm just calling a dinosaur polymorphic. Yeah. It's probably a very weird meaning, polymorphic, but it's countershading, where light underneath, darker up top. This guy has it. I think lots of Papo dinosaurs have it, and it suits them because it's the kind of design they have. Yeah, it's a very crocodilian lower jaw, where so it's very small scales, and they go into bigger scales on the sides. Yeah, and then on the neck, on the throat pouch, there's very Safari Limited-esque scales, circular and small. When we get to the arms, they're a bit too long, and in terms of count, finger count is accurate. 1 small digit and 3 larger digits. Same on the other side. The feet are a bit short, so I will say the limbs are a bit off on this guy. But you know, he is Papo, so they can't. It's kind of. They do try their best though. So yeah. The bottoms of the feet are even painted and sculpted, and this is a bit of a pain, but you can manage to balance it on both the feet and not having the aid of the hand, like so. If it would focus for me, there we go. Look, the hand isn't on the floor, and he's just balancing on his 2 toes, feet, but that is kind of hard to pull off. He has no cloaca, but I think it's just kind of, they want children playing with these toys, and although I don't really see the problem in adding them, but I think it's just so they can lower the age rating of these. It's just anatomical accuracy though. It is science, so it would be nice if they added these. Also, a parent would be more likely to buy Schleich because they're a bit cheaper and they're just better to play with, but I know Papo are made to be toys. Does look like he has a pair of berries. Oh my god. I don't think birds have them. They're kind of like integrated into the body. Oh god, it's already become an awkward review. It's just anatomical accuracy. Shut up. There are darker stripes on the top. Also on the feet, the legs, there's just this random brown stripe. It looks like bone. Why did you do that, Papo? It just looks terrible. And then just the tail. It's a bit short and it also is curvy. But, he's pretty good Papo model. And he stands out from the rest because he's a lighter green from the usual grey. So all the models I'm going to compare it with are Papo. So first off, we have the Polycanthus, and although he probably wouldn't have met him, the reason I say probably because there is a chance because he may have lived in Europe, but it's more likely it was just another Ceratosauridae. Ceratosauridae, I think it's that. Can never be too sure. I'm good with taxonomy. I'm just a sucker for the names. These two are roughly the same size. They're just about 2 centimeters out, almost an inch out. They're also very compatible. So, if you play with your models a lot, I do recommend getting these two because they look good together. And if you're a collector, if you get these two, I recommend having these. Like if you do diorama, if you're just making to do action dioramas, not so much scientifically accurate ones, I do recommend these two ones because it's pretty cool. This guy can bite on his neck, and then this guy can be slashing. Yeah, they just look very good next to each other on display. Next up, we have the Papo Parasaurolophus. These two aren't as compatible, but I'm just doing this one because it's for some reason a lot of people have this one, even though it looks disgusting, like weird. And now that the Safari one is cheaper than this, not as many people are going to be getting it. But the Papo Parasaurolophus is quite popular for repaints. So they just don't look very good together. Like this guy is really tall, and then this guy is quite short, so it looks weird. Next up, we have the Papo Spinosaurus. I'm going to do this one because if you have a Spinosaurus in your collection, it's probably going to be this guy. I'm not saying it is. Lots of people dislike it, and yeah, I can see why. These two aren't very compatible, just for the sheer size difference. But yeah. This guy still kind of looks under. Like I'm trying to, because in the reviews it looks like this guy is quite sizable. He isn't. This is one of Papo's larger models, and I can tell you this guy is dwarfed by it. And he's actually quite small. I was actually surprised when I got him out in the mail. But he still looks pretty cool, and they managed to pack all this detail in. So out of 5 stars, I'm going to give this guy a 4.5 because it's probably one of Papo's most scientifically accurate models, but it isn't really scientifically accurate. And it just looks nice. Yeah. This was the Mesozoic Master. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I say adios.